Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here, and welcome to the top 10 banned roller coasters you can't ride anymore. After the adrenaline rush of this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single upload. With that being said, keep your arms and legs in the vehicle at all times and make sure you're firmly strapped in, because it's time to take a look at some of the world's most unsafe roller coasters. Number 10, M&D's Tsunami. June 2016 saw 10 injuries, 8 of them young children, caused by the tsunami ride at M&D's, advertised as Scotland's theme park. Tsunami, which travelled through several loops and corkscrew twists, shockingly derailed after a carriage shot off the tracks at 40 miles per hour. The carriage which flew off ended up landing on a children's ride which was located underneath, with injuries such as dislocated shoulders and critical head injuries being sustained. 8 months later, it was unsurprisingly announced by M&D's that Tsunami was to be permanently disabled. They made a statement to rest assure everyone that it will not be returning. Number 9, Nightmare. The Nightmare ride was found in the Camelot theme park in Lancaster, UK, up until November 2012, when the entire theme park was shut down due to low attendance. The theme park acquired the ride for £3 million in 2005, but wasn't reopened to the public until 2007. At just 87 feet in height, yet over 2,600 feet long, the Nightmare featured heaps of loops and hoops. No matter how formidable, the ride and indeed the whole park had to close down because of the biggest nightmare of all: low visitor numbers. Closed after 29 years of service, the Nightmare still stands but rusting away into oblivion. Number 8, Son of Beast. Son of Beast, located at Kings Island, was the tallest, fastest, and only looping wooden roller coaster on Earth when it opened in the year 2000. Coasting over a whopping $20 million, Son of Beast was the second longest and first wooden hypercoaster, breaking the 200-foot height barrier. It wasn't long before riders began criticizing the coaster for a rough ride and a head-splitting experience though, peaking in a 2006 incident where 27 injuries were reported after the coaster's trains abruptly stopped because of a fracture in the wooden structure. After being closed for a year and amazingly passing an inspection from the Ohio Department of Agriculture, Son of Beast was once again thrilling riders in 2007 sans wooden loop. Unbelievably, Son of Beast was involved in yet another scandal in 2009, where one lady claimed that the rough ride gave her an aneurysm. Son of Beast then ceased to operate until 2012, where it was shattered to smithereens by Kings Island. Son of Beast was for sure a beastly ride. Number 7, Big Bad Wolf. Now this one is one of the most iconic coasters to have ever existed. Big Bad Wolf was certainly one big bad roller coaster. Situated in the Oktoberfest section of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia, the ride was in service for more than 25 years before permanently closing on September the 7th, 2009. The 3-minute long ride featured a rickety trip through a mock Bavarian village, narrowly missing houses and shops. Big Bad Wolf had thrill seekers being dropped not once but twice, with the second drop a stomach-churning 80 feet high before zooming straight towards the death trap surrounding river at 48 miles per hour. I say death trap because the Big Bad Wolf truly lived up to its name when it caused 2 fatalities. The first one in 1993 and the next a decade later in 2003. The Big Bad Wolf was closed in 2009 because it had reached the end of its service life. John Riley, Busch Gardens Williamsburg Executive Vice President and General Manager, stated that the ride was never dangerous. It's a safe ride and has always been a safe ride, but that was before the Big Bad Wolf blew for the very last time. Number 6, the Corkscrew. With a 68 feet drop and reaching speeds of 44 miles per hour, the Corkscrew in Alton Towers, UK was one of the most famous roller coasters in the world. A huge part of pop culture, a photograph of the ride was even used as the cover to the Prodigy single Everybody in the Place. The Corkscrew was so popular that in its first few months of being opened, queues could get as long as 9 hours. That almost gives you enough time to do a marathon of the theatrical editions of The Lord of the Rings. things. Its initial popularity stemmed from the fact that it was one of the first inverting coasters in Europe and the first in the UK. The entire park would often have to refuse entry to new visitors hours before closing time so the staff could deal with the building queues of the corkscrew. But even this beast was not impervious to time, and after 28 years, the corkscrew faced retirement. The roller coaster was so iconic that after being dismantled, the two famous corkscrew-shaped inversions were saved and are now on display at the front of the park. One of the carts were even sold on eBay for a whopping £7,200. Number 5. High Roller. Las Vegas High Roller was a special one with great emphasis on the high. The steel roller coaster was constructed on top of a building 909 feet over the Las Vegas Strip in 1996. During its heyday, the High Roller was comfortably positioned right on the top of the Stratosphere Tower, otherwise known as the tallest freestanding observation tower in the United States. Unlike the rest of the roller coasters we've seen, the High Roller was not a wide ride. The height alone was enough of a thrill. However, that's not the only distinction High Roller has. The ride has more breakdowns than any other ride in the world. One incident in particular saw two wheels fly off, wrecking the train and leaving riders stranded 909 feet in the air. It's no surprise that this ride was dismantled in December 2005. Number 4. Steaming Demon. When this next roller coaster was first constructed at Pontchartrain Beach, it was known as the Raging Cajun and boosted an incredible 95-foot drop. In years since, it has changed its name to the Steaming Demon. As the years rolled by, the Demon grew increasingly rough and was no longer safe. The good news is that the Demon is actually scheduled to reopen soon, but this time round, it will be incorporating a virtual reality component. Yep, you heard us right, riders will be given the opportunity to wear a VR headset which will simulate the experience of flying through a futuristic city. I don't know why somebody came up with this idea, but I'm definitely glad that they did. Number 3. The Jester. The Jester had a similarity-troubled life of consistent renovation. Originally announced in 1992, in 1993 it was delayed until 1996, where it was supposed to be revealed under the name Wacky Twister. But the theme park was bought out by Warner Bros, who, in an attempt to tie the new ride with Batman, they named the roller coaster the Joker's Revenge. They even repainted the entire roller coaster to a bright pink color scheme. After mechanical problems in 2001, the Joker's Revenge was unfortunately shut down. But that's far from the end of the story. As comic fans know, the Joker always comes back. A year later, in 2002, the coaster was moved to New Orleans, where it was fixed, repainted, and was given the new name, the Jester. It seemed that nothing could keep this ride down. That was true until, sadly, Hurricane Katrina. The effects of Katrina were so bad that the entire park never recovered, and that the Jester, like all of the other rides, remains abandoned. In recent years, the green paint has started to peel away, revealing the Joker's Revenge pink pattern of its former life. It would seem that the Joker is getting a final revenge. Number 2. Missile Roller. It's not easy to win the title of the UK's best roller coaster, but Missile, in American Adventure theme park located in Derbyshire, won just that. The now defunct theme park opened Missile in April 1989 to a glowing reception. The Missile took 760 rides an hour through a terrifying 3 inversions, where it stayed put until 2005. It was then that the once world-famous theme park shut down due to lack of public interest, but the Missile was relocated at Pleasurewood Hills theme park in Lowesford, England, and currently goes under the name of Wipeout. It now shoots adrenaline junkies through a sickening 6 inversions at 50 miles per hour, 3 forwards and 3 backwards. There's also a petrifying drop from a dizzying 110 feet and a G-force of 5.2, both of which are the highest on this list. No wonder this was voted the UK's best roller coaster. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the Sea Viper. With a height of 91.8 feet and speeds of up to 43.5 miles per hour, the corkscrew, named the Sea Viper in 2010, was a popular coaster at SeaWorld Coast Goes, Queensland, Australia. It was closed for maintenance in 2014 and then mysteriously never reopened. Maybe because of spooky goings on, or maybe they found a secret Indian burial ground, or maybe they just couldn't be bothered to finish it. You decide. Either way, the Sea Viper lasted from 1982 to 2014. So that has been the top 10 banned and closed roller coasters you cannot ride anymore. If you did enjoy the video or found it interesting, then why not go check out one of my other videos by clicking a video on screen now. Before you do that though, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single upload. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video.